Hello there. Many of you will have Mercury retrograde natally in your natal chart, or if you don't have it retrograde, then you're going to know somebody or maybe in a relationship with somebody who does have it retrograde. So I thought I'd clarify what Mercury retrograde in your chart actually means. Well, what it means is that you're more of an introspective thinker. You need time to ponder things. Somebody who's got Mercury direct is often very quick. Well, come on, what do you think about that? Now that's fine if you're asking somebody with Mercury retrograde about an opinion of something that's not personal. But if you're asking a Mercury retrograde about something that's personal, they really need time to think about it. They need time to digest their emotions, and then they can come back to you. So if you want to talk about something personal to a friend who's got Mercury retrograde, make an appointment with them. Let them know what the kind of thing is that's coming up so that they can prepare for it, and then they'll be able to open up more easily. Because Mercury retrograde doesn't really open up very easily. It's also got a lot of perfectionist tendencies. It tends to take on more of the vibration of Virgo when it's retrograde than it does, and it's more Gemini when it's direct. So retrograde as well can produce a real scientific thinker. Some of the great astronauts, the great scientific thinkers, have Mercury retrograde. As well, it can mean that you take longer to process information than a direct Mercury, but once you have, you reach a lot more depths of understanding maybe than a Mercury that's direct. So let me just go through the houses just to give you a little flavour in case you've got Mercury retrograde and you want to look it up in your own chart. So Mercury retrograde in the first house, well, normally Mercury in the first is quite talkative and chatty, generally. If it's retrograde, it might be a little more reticent, might be just a little bit more reserved, a little bit more careful about coming out. Mercury in the second, well, that's the bargain hunter. You're looking for a bargain. Mercury in the third and the fourth, you need quiet time at home to study, to read. You don't do very well with arguments or distractions around you if you've got Mercury retrograde in the third or the fourth. Mercury retrograde in the fifth makes a very good teacher. And you're a good teacher, especially with games that need focused concentration. Mercury in the sixth is a real perfectionist when it comes to your work area. You need lots of facts and information before you actually come to your conclusions. Mercury in the seventh can't make its mind up about whether it wants to get married or not, or be committed or not. And sometimes they hastily get married and then they regret it afterwards. Mercury in the eighth is very good for deep research and study. Mercury in the ninth likes to gather lots of facts first, and very often, sometimes they've had their education interrupted and then they go back to school later on in life. Mercury in the 10th sees their work as a learning experience. Everything is a learning experience, and they're very reliable and very thorough in their work. Mercury in the 11th, well, can be afraid to talk to groups of people. A little bit overwhelmed by crowds. Once they get to know people, they're all right, but initially they're very, very careful. Mercury in the 12th, finally, has got such deep feelings that they don't even know what those deep thoughts and feelings are themselves sometimes. They do very well working behind the scenes with people, maybe as a therapist in a prison or a hospital. This is a great way of putting that Mercury retrograde to real use. So there you have it, Mercury retrograde. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll be back with some more tips soon. Bye for now.